Hey, beautiful people. How is everyone doing today or this evening, whatever time it is for you? I hope that everyone is doing well. If you do not know who I am, let me introduce myself. My name is Astute Queen Bee's Thoughts. Well, the name of my channel is called Queen Stubby. I can't even talk. Astute Queen Bee's Thoughts is the name of the channel. My name is Astute Queen Bee. Welcome all to my queendom. I thank you for stopping through. I truly appreciate it. I pray that all is well with everyone. And I've read this book a while ago, and the name of the book is 10 Choices That Empower Black Women's Lives. Her name is Dr. Grace Cornish. And this book is really a good thing, since there are so many shades of Black women, from the lightest of the light to the darkest of the dark. This chapter made me think even harder. Also, me and my rudeness. Again, welcome to Astute Baby's channel. Also, please hit the thumbs up on this video. That is like ringing my doorbell. It lets me know that you came through. And leave a comment down below. I would truly appreciate it. It doesn't cost you a dime just to hit the thumbs up, and it doesn't cost you a dime just to leave a comment. I just would like to know where your minds are at and where your heads are at. I would truly appreciate the same respect in return. So let me say, chapter 1 said, first thing you should do, embrace the skin you're in. And there's not a lot of us that does that, so it's a lot. It says, I am black and commonly, because the sun hath locked upon me. Song of Solomon. I said Salmon. I'm hungry. Sorry. 1:15 through 6. That says, bracing the skin you're in, loving the skin that you're in. Because a lot of people, I don't care if they're light skin, dark skin, or whatever. A lot of people are not comfortable in their own skin. It's a little sad, I believe. But I understand it, because I didn't used to be, and I didn't embrace the skin of it. So let me read this. Is a red rose more beautiful than a yellow rose? Or a white rose prettier than a pink? Who can be the judge of which is more valuable? Just as a roses vary in their beauty, so do women. Whether white, black, Hispanic, Indian, Asian, all are beautiful. Amen to that. People may have individual preferences, but to compare one type of beauty to another is simply ridiculous. There is no set of standard for flowers, and there should not be made any one for women. Now, wouldn't it be great if life were a bed of roses? As well as we all know, this is not the case. Several years ago, while I was while I was a professional beauty image consultant, I presented my work in Lyons, France. My portfolio reflects a rainbow of women, various shades, sizes, shapes. One afternoon, while I was showing my portfolio to a contour designer, Maurice G., he remarked, Mademoiselle Grace, I've always believed we have the most beautiful women in France, but these American women, they are very gorgeous. I think I'll move to America. Okay, okay. He won't move to America because he didn't see the pretty ladies. And that's a good thing, I guess. What y'all think? Uh, at first I laughed because I found his expression humorous. Then I thought about the underlying message and response in a series of tones. Monsieur G, beauty is where you look for it. All women are beautiful, with no disrespect. As a contour designer, you ought to know one can find a woman's beauty by creating styles that suit her best. This enhances her beauty no matter where on the globe she is located. I cannot blame him for his thinking because he had been conditioned that way. As mainstream designer, he was used to working with high fashion models. He thought only these women had any claim to beauty. Can you imagine, sis? Less than 1% of the total population are selected as models. So that means 99% can aspire to look like them. Is this nonsense or what? Anyone come in the building, please hit the like button. I would truly appreciate it. And I hope everyone is having a blessed and beautiful day. This section is made. This section is made. That makes no sense. By a few corporations, modeling agencies, and fashion publications. The world of high fashion modeling is a large moneymaker industry. I give these women credit for being able to succeed at it. For many young girls and women, however, the practice of having just one narrow definition of beauty causes pain, lack of self-esteem, and insecurity. What especially distasteful is that Black women in particular are disrespected this way more than any other ethnic group in the United States. How un let me see how unconscionable it is for anyone to discriminate against a certain sector of the population just because the creator has colored their skin with various shades of beautiful brown. Many sisters have negative feelings about their brown skin because of problems, discomforts, and false standards that Western society forces on them. Because of racial prejudice, we have undergone much suffering, oppression, and even bloodshed. But the truth is, the melanin that gives us our lovely brown tint is a magnificent chemical. Excuse me. Again, anyone come through? Please hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, I would appreciate if you subscribe to the channel and come hang out with me sometimes. Let's see. One major contributor to the self-sabotage of Black women is this sarcastically of self-affirming image of beauty sisters in television and other mainstream media. In an article in the Essence entitled, "Where Have All the Black Models Gone?" Y'all start treating them like trash, they wouldn't disappear on y'all. But anywho, supermodels, Veronica Webb wrote, clearly the black models in this subject of disappearing act. Kate Ford, CEO of Ford Modeling, affirmed that frightening fact. Yes, I agree that there is total blood season. She She admitted, it it trend starts by designers like Prada and Gucci. If you're a brunette, it's hard to get on the runway. Think about it. Think about whether the left that left us as black people. Webb pleaded at least white brunettes could turn could turn into a bottle of peroxide. You know what? They play too much. Don't fall for the false ideas. Fashion designers, beauty beauty publications, and most televised commercial dictate how the ideal woman should look. Blonde hair, blue eyes, white skin, pencil thin figure, 5'7" or taller in height. The majority of women who do not reflect these images end up resenting themselves and wishing they looked like someone else. Not I, said the rabbit. This deplorable practice tells black women, you don't look fit. Your look does not fit the bill. You're not good enough. While many white women sisters embrace bottles of peroxide, my black sisters nurture their tubes of bleaching cream. One hair color is just an accessory, but to change one's skin color is an abomination because the chemicals in the bleaching cream actually damages and kills your natural skin cells. This is dangerous stuff, it says. Don't fall for it. How tragically dehumanizing for another person or race to set standards for others to live by. No one has the right to criticize any of God's creations. The Creator has been blessed, each of us, with our unique and individual features. Is man, therefore, greater than his Creator to consider himself as an authority on which of God creation is an ideal and what? Wait, that don't sound right. Creator to consider himself as an authority on which God's creations is ideal and which is not. So close, but yet so far. Another feature article, in essence, Hollywood Shuffle, with white men calling the shots, black women having no real power. Focus on the lack of appealing roles for black women. This is taking a little deep up in here. And I will say this and let everybody know so nobody takes offense. I have no issue with any race. I love people that love me back. But I also know that I am a black woman. I have to do and focus myself also as a black woman to make sure that I do not just sit back and act like black women's lives is all perfect, because they're not. Nobody's life is all perfect. But trust and believe. Oh, excuse me. Everybody's going to worry about their people first before they worry about anybody else's. And I myself can only speak for black women because I am a black woman. I take nothing away from the rest of my sisters. Can't do that. Because they have fought alongside of us for so many years. And there are a lot of good other people with different nationalities out there. And there's a couple of them I quite love. So just be mindful of that. And like I said, I would appreciate it if you would hit the like button on your way in the room. Let's see, where was I at? Okay. Here we go. My bad, I'm a little shifty today. It's not a good thing, but I'm being productive. Okay. in films today. Tyra Farrell, an actress, shares, I was told by an agent, you're talented, but you are never going to work in this town. You're too black. And in this town, we like the Vanessa Williams types for black women in Hollywood. Farrell concluded. That has meant being cast as the margins as either caretakers to the white characters or as a sissy being of exotica. Okay, I'm losing my stuff. My glasses falling off. I'm losing my mind right now, y'all. Let's see. Black women have come a long way, but we still have a long way to go. Recently, Good Day in New York. This is a little book is a little old, so this is a little old article they're talking about. Aired a segment on black women, self-esteem, and skin color issues. The program included dialogue amongst various professionals and educated black women from ages of 25 to 60. The sisters first that was low self-image is hidden and real that black women harbor. They discuss their individual experiences, insecurities, and concerns about keeping silent regarding ethnic features and skin complexions issues. And the harm of the pretending they don't exist. They express an urgent need for self-empowerment programs, specifically tailored to help black women overcome and heal from their battle with their self-worth. Well, this is the program, sis. I'm here to pull back the curtain of deception and let you know that there is nothing wrong, unattractive, or ugly about being black. The only thing that's wrong and ugly is comparison. When we compare one race to another, it damages people's minds. The practice of comparing is damaging because it psychologically binds us to a false standard of beauty. Lost my spot that fast. Sorry, people. Okay. I'm really tearing up over here. Created by a governing body outside of our race. How many? Where'd it go? How many? Oh, don't spot that fast. What is wrong with me today? I apologize. Where did it go? This is sad today, but I'm guaranteed to put this out. The only thing wrong with me. Okay, that's clear. When we compare one race to another, damaging people's minds. Read that already. The practice of comparing is damaging because it psychologically binds us to a false standard of beauty created by a governing body outside of our race. Many black women have become disconnected and depressed, silent, and wishing they looked more like social ideas, and as a result, they have adapted body images and beauty standards with our very own race. Yeah, it's been a mess. It's healing time. Let's get to the healing by facing, erasing, and replacing the false beauty ideas. It is time to stop pretending. The only way to erase this type of false programming is to acknowledge it, analyze it, and discard it. If you have a wound on your foot and do not treat it, Doesn't the fiction become widespread? If you hide, you bandage it up, cover it up because you are ashamed of it, then won't that the disease continue to fester until you eventually lose your foot? But if the wound is exposed and properly treated, so what if people see it? Isn't it better to see it and heal it? What y'all think? Because I'd rather heal something than to seal it off. Because just putting something to the side don't make things work no better. That's a guarantee. That just makes things drag on a little longer. So where was I? Okay. Giving yourself permission to love your package. It's healing time, sis. It's time to stop grinding and bearing our internal pain. Time to stop pretending or aspiring to be something other than what you are. Beautiful, beautiful melanin women. God does not make mistakes. If He wanted you to be another color, besides being beautiful black in this lifetime, He would have created you in a particular image. If He wanted you big busted or semi small busted, pencil thin, pleasantly pumped, tall, He would have molded you this. Enough is enough. Time to get rid of this ancient, fossilized mentality that says, don't air your dirty laundry out to the public. Too many sisters are crying behind closed doors. They are in pain, so are our brothers, but that's a whole different book. Some of the worst feelings you can have as a woman are to feel unattractive, desperate, or less than ideal. What's even more disturbing is that we ourselves have set a complexion standard within our own race. How very unfortunate. Let's see. How dare we disgrace another sister's face? Oh, this is good. When supermodel Alex Weck, a richly melanated, deeply dark-skinned sister with strong African features, made history by being the first black woman to be featured on the cover of, what's that book called? Ellie, I think it's called. Elaine, whatever. Her looks were verbally whiplashed by members of the black community. Why? They said many unkind things about their sister that makes me feel rejected, included the term savage looking. In a magazine interview, this dynamic sister shared, "It hurts to not be accepted by my own people. How disgusting and deplorable of them, those limited thinking, narrow-minded, self-loathing, self-opposing critics. Good grief, sis. How bad have we gotten? Instead of being glad for this sister and her accomplishments, we, black sisters, it's always us that turn our old sisters down. I don't understand. It makes no sense. Okay. Tore her apart. We need a strong dose of unity in the sister community. But we talk about that later. I want to say that I am so proud of Sister Alex and I felt such a joy when Essence paraded her on its cover. I was just as pleased when Oprah featured her own show. Oprah warmly embraced our sisters and said, if you were on this magazine cover when I was growing up, it would have prevented a lot of self esteem problems. Way to go to Sister Alex. Keep on keeping on. And for any sister reading this, no matter what your individual package is, for the darkest to the lightest, thinnest to the plumpest, shortest to the tallest, you keep on keeping on also, and do not let anyone fool you into believing that you are less than an idea. National studies show us that black women are more accepted and confident with various body sizes than others of our whiter sisters. The pencil thin model is the black standard of beauty. Let's face facts. Nature has designed black sisters with various degrees of body parts, voluptuous body parts, especially the behind. But negative psychologist programs about skin coloring leads to depression and other emotional dysfunctions. One black author is in her book about depression, stating that when she was young, she was teased and taunted by the white kids in her class as ugly monkey. Another said that as a child, she wished desperately that she had been born white and believed that if she brushed against her white classmates, their skin color would somehow rub off on her. Poor baby. That's sad. That's really sad. So she went around brushing her arm against the arms of many white people as she could. The root of these women's depression and even suicidal attempts sprouts from early negative conditioning and poor self-image. So, I think I'm going to keep that right there. Matter of fact, nope, let me read this last part, and I'm good. Again, welcome to my channel. I'm Astute Queen B. If you're just not catching the replay, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to get a good word. I'm not a churchy person, but I know what's real. I know what's not real. I know what God has done for me. I know what God has done for a lot of people. I know what we as women need to learn to do to come out together as sisters. That is why I'm going over this book right now, maybe it'll sink in with some people. And the book is called 10 Choices, 10 Good Choices That Empower Black Women's Lives. And the book is by Dr. Grace Cornish. And this book has really, I buy books. I love self-help books because I know when I go into my stressed, depressed areas, I know I need to go through these because sometimes one day they just pop up and it tells me to do this or do that. So, with that being said, give me 1 second. I need some water in my mouth. It's dry. Okay, I am back. Let me read this part because I actually like this part. This part really got to me. So yes, this is a pre-recorded video. I would appreciate if you still continue to watch it and listen. Let it just play while you're cleaning or cooking or something. Let's get to the root to find the remedy. Just where do we get our early programming and role models? One day while driving back to New York after I led a women's weekend retreat, many sister friends, Ruth and I were discussing the impact of the seminar. Our conversations turned to the importance of emptying out all of our negative childhood memories. Ruth shared with me what she had discovered 2 years ago through her 19-year-old daughter. Like so many parents, she had no clue how mainstream cartoons and storybooks and fairy tales influences our self-esteem as Black women until reading an essay that her daughter had written at 17 for high school project. The following is a portion of that remarkable essay. It is so awesome that I have to share this with you. Do I really want to read this? I'll read it. That might be the end of it. Every minute of every day, young girls are being told fairy tales that will instill beliefs and values in them forever. As I grew up, I can remember the fairy tale meant a lot to me. For most kids, their childhood is spent role playing. I used to watch Disney movies like Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty over and over and over again. No matter how many times I saw that movie, every time they seemed to never, they seemed new and foreign to me. Then came my dream. I wanted to be Cinderella and Sleeping Beauty. They were epitome of beauty. They both consist of hair of golden sun, skin as white as snow, lips as red as roses, and eyes as blue as the sky. My reality was that I had none of these magnificent traits. My hair is black as ebony. My skin is brown like honey. My legs are color of cinnamon, and my eyes are brown like the deepest mahogany. There was no comparison, no medium, no anything. My reality was that I was different, ugly, and black. I can remember sometimes cursing God because he made me different. I wonder why me? Why why couldn't I have been at least one of Cinderella's great characters? Just one. I wanted to do anything to change myself, from taking a magic potion to scrub myself to death or to bleach my skin. Even though everyone who was around me was black, I never realized never realized that we were the same. I thought I was alone with difference. To me, there was no black race, just Cinderella and Sleeping Beauty versions of Issa. I really didn't want to say the little girl name. I know she's a grown woman now. Let's see. Throughout my childhood, there were very rare. Excuse me. Throughout my childhood, there was very rarely Ronies who possessed my traits. Even my black Barbie looked white. She had straight nose, thin lips, straight hair. Everywhere I looked, there was another model to compare myself to. Then after I left my all-black and Hispanic public school, I met her. She was beautiful. She had long golden hair, sky blue eyes, and snow white skin. Her name was Madison, and she was loved by everyone. I could not believe it. Cinderella was real. This made things worse. Now I have to living, breathing person to compare myself to. She has been created in a fairy tale, developed in my mind, and now she's real. At this moment, I was able to see all of the differences, the mishaps, the faults, up close and personal. I began to hate her and myself. I hate her not because she was mean to or nasty to me, but because socially, excuse me, but because society had told me that supposed to be, I was supposed to look like her and be her. The big problem with that society request was that I wasn't anything like her. That's why I would hate myself. In school, we were taught how to act, talk, and be smart. There were no aspects where Madison and I were equal, but nowhere else. Hmm. You becoming what you have been taught. I have witnessed this instant several times with my 4-year-old niece, who is Cinderella's sleeping beauty and the Little Mermaid's biggest fan. She knows exactly how to work with VCR, and as soon as Cinderella comes on, she is singing the song, even though she knew the entire line. She was glued to the television as if she had never seen the movie before. She reacts to everything that takes place and totally identifies with Cinderella, who in this Disney version is a young, beautiful white maiden. After the tale ends, my niece plays out the entire story, adding her own twists and ad libs. The effects that the effects of the movie then begin. Age immediately runs around collecting her towels to begin role play. She gets a wig, some makeup, kind of dress, paints her lips, powders her face. She realizes that she can't do nothing to change her hair color. So she decides she will play the ugly stepmother. The stepmother, stepsisters. The stepsisters are usually portrayed with dark hair, eyes, and they are constantly referring to as ugly. As she played the part of the stepsister, she slowly transformed into her more desired part of Cinderella. She doesn't think, she does this in a sly and sneaky way, as if she will be punished for not continuing to play the stepsister. Fairy tales must be monitoring for children of color. Mm. This is about to be some mess. I think that's the last one I'm going to read. And then it's just going to be done. Again, if you're coming in the building, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. I would truly appreciate it. Now, where was I? Okay, you become what you were taught. I have witnessed this many. Make sure, okay. I have witnessed this instance several times with my 4-year-old niece. I read all that. Oh, fairy tales must be monitored for colored children. That's what I was supposed to be reading. I was about to lose my mind. Give me 1 second. I need some water. I talk fast and I talk too long. I am back. My apologies again. But the last one I was reading is Fairy Tales Must Be Monitored for Children of Color. Many people believe that fairy tales are harmless and offer great positive values to children. Fairy tales may have their good points because they help children to differentiate between characters types, but when a certain character identified with certain characters in these tales, the good people are considered beautiful because of their blonde hair, white skin, blue eyes, while evil people are identified with dark olive skin, dark hair, dark eyes, sometimes no, sometimes old age. In the olden days, when these tales were created, this was acceptable because the population was fully Caucasian. People of color were considered taboo because the people were afraid of the unknown. For them, these idols worked. But what about the people of color? In today's America society, where nothing is sacred, why haven't people figured being changed to reflect most of the population? Kids see thousands. No, that's not what it said. Kids see hundreds of different cultures in one day. But when they read their favorite fairy tales, one culture is always featured. Eventually, children affected by fairy tales will grow up and experience many different problems, big and small. They will have low self confidence, and low self esteem. They will feel inferior and jealous towards beautiful women. They will feel hated towards their bodies and looks. They will try to diet, makeovers, plastic surgery, numerous other body altering fads to change their already beautiful bodies. They will spend billions of dollars on straightening their hair, bleaching their skin, wearing color contacts, and doing other things to help make them look white or avoid looking black. They will eventually realize that they hate themselves and their lifestyles for their no obvious or apparent reason except their invented reasons. I hope everyone enjoyed that little rundown. And again, the name of the book is 10 Good Choices to Empower Black Women's Lives. I'm all about uplifting. I'm all about letting my sisters know what is going on, what we need to do, all that good stuff. So I hope that touched your hearts. Hope that let you feel something. Hope that helped you through your day. If not, I apologize. But I promise you one thing, it damn sure helped me. So with that being said, it's a stupid be out. Have a beautiful day, everybody. I gotta go.